friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Grace and I share content on life, on love and living, and today we'll be talking about something very interesting. Yes, stick to the head. We'll be talking about the three types of marriages we have in Nigeria. And peradventure you are planning for your wedding, you don't want to miss any of this. Alright, so we start with the first, the traditional or cultural wedding. The traditional is our normal local wedding that we do in Nigeria before the advent of different types of wedding. When we're talking about cultural or traditional wedding, we are talking about the one that is associated to your tribe, where you belong to, where you originate from, their peculiar way of doing their own traditional marriage rites. Okay, so in Igbo land they have the way they do theirs, with their costume. There's the way you dress. The wife will carry a cup of wine to the husband, give him to drink, and families are represented both from the bride and from the groom. Probably have their own also. The Hausas have their own, Igala, Tiv, Edo, all the tribes in Nigeria, they have their peculiar traditional or cultural type of marriage. Yes, so now if you do traditional or cultural, it is actually recognized under the law. Yes, you can decide that I'm just doing traditional, I don't do any type of wedding again, so it is recognized under the law. So if you do traditional wedding, you are legally married to your spouse, either to your husband or to your wife. Yes, so there is no place that is said that traditional or cultural is not recognized. No, it is recognized. The only thing is, when you do a traditional or cultural marriage, there is no license, like there is no certificate that is being issued, but it is recognized under the law because it was culturally done. Yes, all right, so let's move to the next, which is the church or Muslim wedding. Yes, so because Nigeria we have Christians, we have Muslims. So if you're a Christian, you do the church wedding. If you're a Muslim, you do the mosque wedding. So the way the church wedding, I'm a Christian, so I'm basically talking about the church wedding because I don't think I've attended any Muslim wedding before aside from the traditional ones. Yes, so when we're talking about the church wedding, for the church wedding, it happens in the church or wherever is agreed upon by the officiating ministers. So you get wedded in the church. Now, for some churches, they issue certificates. Okay, certificates issued by church is in two ways. So just stay with me. The first, there are some churches that are licensed to issue certificates, the same certificate that is issued from the registry. So how they do it is they work in partnership with the registry for churches that are registered. So when you have chosen the date for your wedding, the church in turn, they get your names and every other details will be on the certificate, take it to the registry, and they will get the certificate from the registry, and the name of the church will appear on top. So but it is issued by federal government of Nigeria. Yes, so they will get the certificate, and during wedding ceremony there's a time the couples they dance to down to where they're going to sign the papers, and both husband and wife, parents, best man, best lady, they sign. So that's just it. Now the second to it is some churches, they don't have that kind of partnership with the registry, and so they just issue the certificate from the church. So the certificate will just be from the church and not from federal government. So those kind of ones, they would tell you that they don't issue the recognized certificates. Yes, at the embassy they don't issue the recognized certificates. So in that kind of case, what you do is you and your spouse, you either do your registry wedding first before you do your church wedding. So that registry wedding, it's the certificate that is legally tender that you can use to travel at the embassy or anywhere you want to use it. But if the church if they work in partnership with the registry, so they will let you know. If not, you need to register ahead and do your registry wedding, get your certificate, and you cannot get wedded in the church. So the church will just give their own normal church certificate. You can't use it anywhere. So the one you can use is the one that is from the federal government of Nigeria through the registry. Yes, usually commonly called court wedding. So that's for the church wedding. Now we go to the court or registry wedding. Yes. So court, people just call it court is registry. So but let's say court wedding. So for the court wedding, you go to the registry. You would have registered, let's say, 3 weeks before time, because they're going to put up a notice of 2 weeks with your name and your spouse's name, so that if anybody is married to you before, I have not divorced the person, I want to marry again, no will. So they will put up a notification, so if anybody is married to you, they will have the opportunity to come and say, oh, they're married to you, or not. Anything that needs to be disputed will be done. And if there is nothing, your wedding will hold at the set date and you are married. So now all of these weddings, like you said, we mentioned a traditional, so the trad, so it's recognized under the law. So after your traditional, you can decide to do the church wedding, so you get your certificate, or you do the court or registry wedding, so whichever is okay for you. So if you have done the church and church issued you certificates recognized by the embassy or gotten from the court, you're good to go. You don't need court's own. But if your church do not give that kind of certificate, so you just need to do registration. You have a legally tender marriage certificate. So that's just it. Yeah, thank you for sticking up to this moment. And if you're planning your wedding for this year or anytime, I wish you all the best. The Lord will bless it and it's gonna be fruitful. All right, please like, share, and subscribe. See you in my next video.